Good morning. Are the high cost of court fees and fines for juveniles creating a debtor's prison in Michigan? If so, what impact is it having on our overall justice system, and can anything be done about it? Today, we'll hear from an advocate who believes it's time for a drastic change. Jason Smith is Executive Director of the Michigan Center for Youth Justice. And later on our Sunday morning program, we'll remember one of this nation's staunchest voting rights advocates. It's Sunday, September the 3rd. I'm Chuck Stokes, and this is Spotlight. Jason Smith, welcome to Spotlight. Let me ask you, if you had my attention for about 30 seconds and you had to quickly tell me what is the Michigan Center for Youth Justice, what would you say?
Well, thank you for having me. I would say that the Michigan Center for Youth Justice, we are a statewide nonprofit advocacy organization, and we really focus on policy reform that impacts young people and their families that come in contact with the juvenile justice system.
All right. You are very concerned about the fees and the fines that are being mounted on young people coming through the criminal justice system that you feel is kind of disproportional to maybe other places in the country?
Yeah, so Michigan's juvenile justice system is decentralized. So a lot of the decisions on the day-to-day practices really depend county by county.
Okay.
And so juvenile court fines and fees are really assessed and collected differently based on the county that a young person lives in. We call that, in many ways, justice by geography. So how much a young person is charged, whether they're charged any kind of fines and fees at all, can really vary depending on what court jurisdiction they're under. And it can have a tremendous impact on them and their families as well, as long as they're under the court supervision.
You've done a considerable amount of study on this from the different counties?
Yes, we've talked to families across the state. We've really dug into individual counties, especially in Metro Detroit, around Macomb County, for example, and we learned, just shocking stories of the amount of fines and fees that young people face. Like, we've heard stories of families being assessed as much as $80,000, $100,000 in certain circumstances, just for their juvenile court involvement. And this does not include any kind of restitution to a victim or repairing any kind of harm. These are fees that are charged to them for having a public attorney, or their time in detention, or any kind of treatment that they're required to pay back. And it can be really not only a financial burden or a harm to the youth and family, but also get in the way of the treatment and really engaging that young person in what they need to do to get back on the right track.
So, Mrs. Smith, give me a typical kind of day that when someone finds themselves in the criminal justice system.
Sure.
Maybe they get stopped for, whatever infraction. What happens? Walk me through.
So young people can find themselves in the juvenile justice system for various reasons. It could be something that has no victim or public safety risk directly, like school truancy, not going to school, or something as serious as an assault, or even more serious crimes that can see them, in many cases, wind up in the adult system. Think of your more serious crimes. But typically, young people find themselves in the juvenile justice system for nonviolent offenses. So they're usually on community-based probation. They're required to do certain court-ordered treatment and supervision things for a certain amount of time, and then if they successfully complete those, their court supervision ends.
While they're coming through the system, hopefully they have an attorney if they're in a situation where you need an attorney, but those are things that are not given to them free, that those fees are mounting up, and eventually you've got to pay those fees.
Yes, and what we found in looking at statewide data, but then also talking to youth and families and courts as well, is that the majority of the fees that young people are assessed are for having that representation. That and the cost of confinement are usually the most expensive and reoccurring fees that young people see. And we've heard stories where young people have decided not to have an attorney represent them beyond their dispositional case, which is the equivalent of sentencing in the juvenile justice system.
Because of the fees and the fines, so they're
That's correct.
Essentially told, and I'm paraphrasing, that, okay, if you don't have an attorney, then it's only going to cost this much. But if you do get a court-appointed attorney, it's going to cost this, that, and another. And if you are indigent, or you're coming from a family that doesn't have strong economic means, you might very well decide, okay, I'm going to go without the attorney, which could affect the justice that you get.
Yes, it's important that they have representation throughout the entire time that they're under the juvenile court jurisdiction. They have review hearings, hearings where other decisions are made about their treatment, and so not having that attorney present can be a detriment.
You mentioned Macomb County earlier. I think you did a study with something like 73 other Michigan counties. Granted, that's not all the Michigan counties, because we have a lot of Michigan counties, more than 73. But out of those 73 that submitted data, Macomb was the highest?
They were one of the highest that we saw. And we not only used state data to look at, but also data from the court themselves and young people and families that we spoke to that were willing to share their bills and share not only the financial information to look at, but also how it impacted them. And we were able to talk to juvenile court stakeholders and the judges in Macomb County, and they realized that in contrast to the adult criminal justice system, the goal of the juvenile justice system is to balance public safety and treatment and rehabilitation. And they saw themselves, the court stakeholders, that assessing these fines and fees was creating a barrier for them to engage with young people and family in treatment. And because of that, they made the decision to stop charging fines and fees to youth and families.
To their credit.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, we need to take a quick little pause for a cause. We'll come back. We want to talk a little bit about what you're trying to do in Lansing to fix this so-called problem. We'll be right back. Stay with us. Welcome back to Spotlight, talking to Jason Smith. He is Executive Director of the Michigan Center for Youth Justice. Why isn't there, this may sound like a stupid question coming from a non-lawyer, but why isn't there just a mandatory standard that cuts across all counties? It's a Michigan standard.
Yeah, I mean, I think that in the attempts to allow for flexibility and applying the laws around how the juvenile justice system works, there just is inconsistency in various aspects of the juvenile justice system, and it plays a role in juvenile court debt assessment and collection as well, unfortunately.
So conceivably, one county in the UP could be making a killing off of this, and another county is just making a minimal amount of money because their fees and stuff are set a lot lower.
It just depends on what you decide to assess and the aggressiveness in which you try to collect. What we've heard from court administrators and others around the state is really the collection rates are low because these are primarily poor and indigent families, disproportionately families of color. That just cannot pay the thousands of dollars often that are assessed. And we've actually heard in many circumstances here in Wayne County, it was an example of that, and Macomb found out too, that they were spending more money in the attempts to collect the fees that they were assessed than they were actually bringing in.
And then what kind of stories have you heard? What happens after, say, the person goes through the system, does whatever time they may have to do, if they have to do time, and it may be a situation where they don't have to, and it's all over with, but these fees continue to go. How does that track them or their families?
Yeah, depending on how hard the collection process goes after them, it can impact their credit, impact their ability to obtain cars or loans, things like that. But it's just the fear of having this debt hanging over your head, whether it's being collected in the moment or not, prevents opportunities for making big life decisions, career decisions, big purchasing decisions. We've heard of families who decided not to do pro-social activities for siblings, karate classes or things like that could actually stop the prevention of future crimes or future offenses because they are worried about this debt hanging over their heads.
All right, so the devil's advocate side would say we've got a justice system, justice system is not free. Anytime you have people and personnel involved in all this, it's going to cost money. You got to pay salaries, do all those things that you have within the system. So there's got to be money involved. So what's the solution?
Sure.
And why is it that you're going to Lansing trying to get legislation to correct this?
So we believe at the Michigan Center for Youth Justice that if a young person is involved with the justice system, it should be fair, it should not be harmful, but it should have the resources to make sure that it's effective and yields good outcomes so that they can thrive even when their court involvement is over. That said, the funding and the resources that the juvenile justice receives to provide that treatment and accountability measures shouldn't come on the back of families. So we're glad that the Governor Whitmer established a task force looking at a range of issues within the juvenile justice system. And one of the issues that they really landed on as far as recommendations was to shore up funding in the state child care fund, which is the primary funding source for juvenile justice, to make sure that there's funding and resources for the juvenile court, so that they're not relying on fines and fees. So the revenue that courts may have received from families will be backfilled by this increase for the child care fund to cover those costs.
Executive Director Smith, do you have bipartisan support on this? Because the governor may be for it, but the governor's the executive branch, but this is something that's got to get through the legislature. It may have her support if it gets to her desk that she'll sign it, but you got to have some advocates in the legislature.
Yeah, I mean, we definitely have some champions on the Democratic side, and we and our allies have been working to secure Republican bipartisanship and support for this. I think that the key is because—
Has that been difficult?
It's been hard. I would say that it may vary chamber to chamber in the level of support.
What's their opposition, or if there is?
I think it's really just education about how the juvenile justice system works, how in many ways it may be different than the adult system, but also how in the greater context of the entirety of the task force recommendations, that child care fund change will be so transformative that it will address many of the concerns that they may have with being able to cover the cost of eliminating juvenile court fines and fees.
All right, we need to take one more pause. One more pause, I should say, and we'll come right back and some more questions, and maybe find out how we compare to other states across the nation. We'll be right back. Stay with us. How does Michigan compare with other states across the nation? Are we more or less equitable in terms of this?
I would say currently less, but there's a movement around the country, a debt-free justice campaign to get more juvenile justice jurisdictions to eliminate juvenile court fines and fees. We've seen states like California, Louisiana, Oregon, all move towards this route, New Mexico as well, understanding that treatment and engagement has to come first before punitive measures like juvenile court fines and fees that gets in the way of improving outcomes for young people.
So putting more money into the system up front versus the system on the back end.
Absolutely. A well-funded juvenile justice system should not come on the backs of the young people and families involved with it.
We're living in a time where it seems like pretty much everything in the realm of politics is partisan.
Sure.
Is this another case of that? Because as I look down the list of states that have done reform, yes, you're right. You got California and Colorado and New Jersey, so you got some blue states, but you've also got red states in there. You've got Texas and Indiana, Louisiana, a few others. So is that to suggest that this is not one of those really partisan issues?
I don't think it should be. It's an understanding, whether you're in a blue state or red state, that treatment and rehabilitation is how you get to improving public safety, specifically in the juvenile justice system.
All right. What about funding? Who funds your organization, and I assume you need more funding, but
Yeah.
or are you satisfied with what you currently have?
No, I mean, we are privileged that we are supported by a range of funders, many of them based here in the Detroit area. The Hudson Weber Foundation, Skillman Foundation. There is a Michigan Justice Fund that is a collaborative of many funders, both state and national funders, who all understand that the way to improve many aspects of our society, specifically public safety, is through justice reform. And so we're so satisfied and pleased with the support that we get from various foundations and local supporters and individual donors too, who believe in the work that the Michigan Center for Youth Justice does.
What, if anything, can the public do to help your cause?
So there's legislation both in the House and Senate that's looking to eliminate juvenile court fines and fees in combination with other issues related to the task force for juvenile justice reform recommendations. Please go to our website, Michigan's www.miyouthjustice.org, and you can learn all about the issues that we're working on, including our debt-free justice campaign.
Do you feel like the legislation you've introduced is on a fast track or a slow track, and is it something that you're really trying to get done during this current administration?
We hope to have this legislation move this session. There's been hearings already in the House, and we're hopeful that we'll have hearings very soon in the Senate when the legislature gets back, and we hope that we can get this legislation, amongst other bills that we're really passionate about, to the governor's desk by the end of this year.
All right. Jason Smith, thanks so much for joining us today on Spotlight. We'll stay in touch with you on this, and would you keep us up to date on what kind of progress you're making?
Thank you very much for having me.
All right, so it's our pleasure. And we'll be back right after this, and we'll remember a voting rights advocate who recently passed away. Stay with us. And finally today, our condolences to the family and many friends of Detroiter Mildred R. Madison. She passed away on August 16th at the wonderful age of 97 years old. Back in 2018, I had the privilege of interviewing her at her downtown home for an election special I broadcast that year. With the exception of the late Atlanta Congressman John Lewis, I've never met anyone as serious and as proud of voting as Mrs. Madison. In a time when democracy is at a crossroads and voting rights are being challenged in different states across America, I thought it might be refreshing to share Miss Madison's story one more time. Let's go back a little bit. Do you remember the first time you were able to vote?
I was able to vote when I just graduated from Howard University.
The year was 1948. Armed with her business degree and the proud professionalism she learned from her college sorority sisters of Alpha Kappa Alpha, Mildred Madison cast her ballot for President Harry Truman. Were you excited?
Yes, I was, because for the first time I could vote. And for also I was more excited because my father was a Republican, but he said he was going to vote for Harry Truman and go with me to the polls.
Growing up as the daughter of a Milwaukee doctor, Madison was taught the power of her vote. How important was voting to your father
And mother.
and mother?
Very important. Because in the South, you could not, they did everything so you couldn't vote. And now he had the freedom of being able to go and vote as he pleased. So it was very important to them. And not only that, he made sure that we understood how important voting was. So
How did he do that? Did he check up on you?
No, we would go, my sisters and I, we had a trio, and we sang. And there were they had the Black Republicans, which was the party of Lincoln, and they had their own little rallies, and my father had us singing at those rallies. So we started at a very early age. And then he would go a half an hour just before polls closed to make sure that we had already voted. And when he would walk through the door, they knew him, and they said, "Dr. Thomas, the girls have already voted. They've already voted."
This was you and your sisters. He was checking up on you. As a neighborhood precinct committee woman and later a member of the Cleveland, Ohio City Council, Madison fine-tuned her political skills.
So every district had, ward was divided into precincts, and that was like your cabinet. And your precinct committee people walked not just every 4 years, every election. They then knocked on doors. They also had a book in which they had the names of every registered person in their precinct.
Really?
And when a person moved out, they then, and a new family moved in, they would go to make sure they were registered. So therefore, they kept track of who lived in their precinct and also whether they voted or not.
So it's very grassroots process.
Now that was a
neighborhood by neighborhood, street by street.
You're right, street by street. And then on the election day, my job was to stand outside of the precinct as they came to vote to make sure they had the material and that they were voting. If I did not get out 70% of my vote, I wasn't doing my job.
Oh, okay.
That's why when I get here to Detroit, and I'm looking at when a city clerk says that maybe about 20% is going to come out in the whole city of Detroit, I am disturbed. That means that we are not really working with the grassroots.
From organizing presidential debates to sitting on the state education board to working with governors on school curriculum that included voter education, Madison shows little sign of slowing down, just 8 years shy of reaching the century mark. What message would you send to someone who is thinking, maybe my vote doesn't count and I don't think I'm gonna waste my time going to the polls? What would you say to them?
Your life depends on it. Your way of life, your riches in life, it depends on whether you go to the polls to make sure that you get someone in there that is looking out for you, looking out for your welfare, looking out for you and your children and your children's future.
We must never, ever give up. We must keep the faith and keep our eyes on the prize.
Mildred R. Madison, what a story and what a person. Have a happy and safe Labor Day. I'm Chuck Stokes.